The Vanguard dropped out of FTL, the streaking stars snapping back to pinpricks of light as the sleek ship slowed to sub-light speed. Captain Ryder stood behind the pilot's chair on the compact bridge, hands clasped behind his back. "We've entered the Tarsus system, sir," reported the pilot. "Long-range scans show a single inhabited planet. No artificial satellites or spacecraft detected." Ryder nodded. "Take us into high orbit and deploy recon drones. Let's see what's down there." Minutes later, video feeds flickered to life on the bridge display screens, showcasing a beautiful alien world of vast oceans and dense green continents. Ryder spotted massive ruins dotting some regions, evidence of an ancient civilization. "Partially constructed megastructures detected in orbit as well," the sensor officer added. "They appear abandoned, picking up electromagnetic anomalies consistent with surface portal activity." "Could be ancient defense systems," Ryder mused. "Advise caution on approach." Suddenly, proximity alarms blared as the ship jolted violently, throwing the crew off balance. "Direct hit to our starboard thrusters," shouted the pilot. "We're caught in the planet's gravity well." Ryder gripped his chair to stay upright. "Damage report." "Main power down, maneuvering offline. Whatever hit us wasn't even a directed weapon, more like an automated defense grid." Through the viewport, the looming planet grew larger by the second as the Vanguard was pulled into an uncontrolled descent. Ryder opened an internal comm channel. "Athena, activate emergency thrusters and stabilize our re-entry profile. Divert all available power to shields." "On it, Captain," replied the ship's AI. External grills glowed red hot as the makeshift braking thrusters fired, slowing the ship's terminal velocity. They tore through wispy clouds and screaming air, the hull enveloped in plasma as they skipped along the upper atmosphere. Alarms continued to sound as stress levels reached critical thresholds. "Brace for impact," Athena warned over ship-wide comms. The Vanguard slammed into the Earth with tremendous force, gouging a fiery trench through thick jungle as it shed wreckage. The deafening screech of tearing metal filled the air. Just when it seemed the ship would disintegrate entirely, the drag finally bled off enough momentum for it to lurch to a grinding halt. Ryder pulled himself to his feet on the now offline bridge. "Give me a status report." Athena responded promptly. "Main power offline, engines dead. Significant structural damage but hull integrity holding for now. No fatalities detected." Ryder let out a breath. That was a rough landing, even by his standards. Time to survey the situation firsthand. He took the service lift down to the primary airlock. Emergency lighting illuminated his path to the outer hatch, which opened with a groan of stressed actuators. Ryder stepped outside, pulse rifle raised as he scanned the alien landscape. Ryder moved cautiously through the alien jungle, rifle raised. Massive trees with silver and violet leaves filtered the sunlight overhead, casting flickering shadows across the undergrowth. The calls of strange creatures echoed in the distance, but nothing stirred nearby. It was eerily serene after the chaos of the crash landing. According to Athena, there was a faint signal of unknown origin approximately 2 kilometers from the Vanguard's crash site. With the ship disabled for now, investigating that signal took priority. Stealth and surveillance were critical in this unfamiliar environment. "No contacts on motion tracker," Athena reported over Ryder's helmet comms. "But stay alert. Portal activity detected in this region could mean hostile automated defenses." Ryder nodded, stepping lightly across the spongy azure grass underfoot. His armored boots left deep prints behind. Up ahead, the dense jungle began to thin out near the base of a massive stone mesa. Ryder switched his helmet display to thermal imaging. At the mesa's base, he spotted what looked like an entrance. 2 large metallic doors sealed within the rock. Nearby trees and boulders showed evidence of damage, probably debris from the Vanguard's rough landing. Ryder was approaching the mesa when Athena suddenly went on high alert. "Warning, multiple contacts detected emerging from the structure ahead." Insectoid machines began phasing into existence, translocating through crimson portals that ruptured the very air. Glowing energy conduits ran across their artificial frames, each robot locked onto Ryder with an unblinking red oculus. "Possible defense constructs guarding the facility," said Athena. "Recommend extreme caution." Ryder's rifle snapped up. "Looks like we've got company." The machines attacked in eerie silence, scuttling forward with predatory speed. Ryder dove into cover behind a fallen tree, spraying precisely aimed particle bolts to hold the robots at bay. But more continued to warp in, attempting to flank him. Athena highlighted targeting data across Ryder's HUD: range, movement vectors, weak points. He vaulted over the log, switching to a scatter blaster. The spreading energy pellets tore through the machine's ranks, but Ryder's shields flared under return fire. With ruthless efficiency, the veteran soldier dismantled the robotic attackers, but the portals just kept bringing more. "These things don't let up," Ryder muttered, slamming a fresh power cell into his blaster. "Athena, can you disrupt the portals somehow?" "Analyzing portal energy signals now. There may be a way. Lead some contacts closer to a portal, and I'll attempt a resonant frequency overload." Ryder grinned. "Do it." He charged forward, blasting machines aside in a path toward the nearest portal. Red energy tendrils lashed out as he neared the spatial rift. "Now, Athena!" A shrill ultrasonic pulse emanated from Ryder's helmet. The portal wavered, flickered, and finally collapsed in on itself with a crackling flash. No more robots emerged from that location. It worked. The portals are destabilized by resonant frequencies keyed to their energy signature. Well done, Ryder. One by one, Ryder shattered the remaining portals in a deadly dance until the area was clear. Panting, he scanned the silent battlefield littered with mechanical corpses. The Mesa facility loomed untouched ahead. Ryder approached the sealed Mesa facility cautiously, ready for more automated defenses to appear. But the area remained still, only the calls of alien fauna breaking the silence. The doorway into the rock face towered over him, etched with intricate glyphs glowing pale blue. "Athena, can you interface with this?" Ryder asked, gesturing to a console panel nearby. "Already scanning .IT:"S highly complex, but I'm detecting compatible data architecture. I should be able to access the facility's systems." Athena deployed a wireless uplink from Ryder's suit, connecting to the ancient machinery. Lines of alien code streamed across his helmet display as she delved into the system. After several moments, the gigantic doors rumbled open, dust falling from the carved stone. Ryder stepped inside, helmet lights piercing the gloom. Smooth metallic walls curved away down a central corridor. Branching hallways and sealed doors hinted at a much larger complex buried within the mesa. "This technology is incredibly advanced," Athena mused, "yet it has clearly been dormant for many centuries." Their footsteps echoed through the still air. Ryder's motion tracker remained clear, but he knew these ancient machines held unexpected dangers. Proceeding with care, they moved deeper into the alien facility. The winding passages showed no signs of life or recent activity, but Ryder noticed security drones tucked into alcoves along the ceiling, now powered down. This place was designed to be guarded even while empty. "I'm detecting faint power fluctuations near the core," said Athena. "Possibly a central data hub we could access." They entered a large oval chamber with various inactive computer terminals around the periphery. In the center, a raised dais held an angular console covered in alien glyphs. Light flickered across its surface. Athena quickly interfaced again. "This is it! I'm digging through historical files. So much data." She sifted through centuries of logs and records, translating the complex language on the fly. Suddenly, Athena froze. "Something just activated deep in the core. I'm reading a massive power surge." Red lights flashed across Ryder's HUD as an ominous rumbling sound reverberated through the chamber. A booming voice spoke in stilted translation. "Reset initiated. Prime Sentinel directive coming online. This facility must remain secure. The core computer was rebooting, and it now perceived Ryder as an intruder. Athena frantically worked to override the reboot protocols, but many systems were no longer responding. "I can't stop it," she warned. "We need to move." A heavy locking mechanism crashed down, sealing the chamber entrance they'd come through. Weaponized drones began descending from the ceiling by the dozens, energy weapons powering up with audible hums. Ryder snatched a spherical drone from his belt, programming it quickly. "Time for a tactical exit! Stand back!" He hurled the device toward the locked door. It hovered briefly, then detonated with a brilliant plasma flash. The plasma charge melted through the ancient door, blasting it off its thick metal frame in a spray of molten slag. Ryder sprinted through the smoldering opening, Athena feeding his HUD critical data as automated defenses came online throughout the alien facility. "Hostiles converging on our position," she warned. "Recommend immediate evacuation." Ryder primed another explosive drone from his belt. "First, we need to slow their pursuit." He tossed the device down the hallway, collapsing part of the passage in a cascading rock slide. That should buy them some time. Athena plotted the fastest route back to the surface. "Uploading path to your navigation system now." Ryder took off at a dead run, rifle ready. He relied on Athena's radar imagery to steer him through the maze of corridors. His shield gauge blinked anxiously as sustained weapons fire followed in their wake. The facility shook under internal bombardment as defense systems tried to blast through the barricade Ryder had thrown up. It wouldn't hold forever. Up ahead, his HUD marked the passage Athena had located, a ventilation shaft to the surface. Ryder fired his grapple gun into the wall beside the high opening and retracted the line, launching himself up and into the tight metal crawl space. It was a cramped, urgent climb up the steep vent as Ryder heard the barricade finally buckle and fail below. Hostiles were in pursuit once more. "I'm detecting seismic tremors from the core," said Athena. The reboot initiated an ancient failsafe. This entire mesa could self-destruct. Ryder quickened his pace. "How long do we have?" "Uncertain. Estimates project between 10-15 minutes before critical failure." The vent grew scorching hot as Ryder climbed, ambient heat bleeding through from the core reactor overload. Alarms blared louder the closer he got to the surface exit. With a final heave, Ryder breached the outside, dragging himself up onto the sunlit mesa peak overlooking the jungle. Embedded defense turrets took notice, rotating to acquire him. Ryder didn't hesitate, sprinting right at the nearest auto turret and sliding behind its metal base as a hail of particle beams scorched the stone around him. The weapons couldn't swivel low enough to target their unwanted visitor, but hunting drones were rising from concealed openings, winging toward Ryder's position. He scanned the mesa layout, spotting a clear path to the far edge. "Athena, on my mark, divert all suit power to motors." "Affirmative, standing by." Ryder drew a bead on the furthest turret, waiting until the last second before. "Mark." His powered exoskeleton jolted into overdrive, hurtling him ahead of the weapons tracking. He blew past the drones, boots slamming the ground in a dead run for the mesa's steep rim. Then he leapt out into open air, arms spread, falling, just as the entire mesa erupted in a massive detonation below. Ryder plunged toward the jungle canopy below, the mesa ruins erupting in a violent explosion above him. Athena quickly stabilized his descent with short, controlled bursts from the suit's thrusters, angling his trajectory away from the fireball's shockwave. They crashed through layers of vines and branches, Ryder curling to protect his head and vital systems. He slammed into the spongy jungle floor, the impact momentarily knocking the wind from his lungs, but his armor integrity held. "Status report," he coughed, pulling himself to his knees. "Shields down, but still functional," replied Athena. "No significant damage detected." Ryder nodded and switched on long-range comms. "Vanguard, this is Ryder. Do you read?" Static answered him. He tried again. widening the frequency band. "Vanguard, if anyone is receiving this, respond immediately." This time, a broken, halting voice cut through the static. "Sea Captain. Structural collapse. Request emergency evac." Ryder was already on the move. "Hold tight, I'm en route to your position. Just keep this channel open." He double-timed it through the jungle, retracing his steps using Athena's terrain mapping data. The Vanguard's crash site came into view minutes later, a grim scene. The ship's entire midsection had crumpled, hull breached in multiple locations. Emergency bulkheads struggled to contain raging interior fires. Anyone still alive was trapped in the rear compartments. Ryder scrambled up the battered exterior, searching for a way inside. "Athena, locate crew life signs and get me a breach point." "Scanning now. 2 faint signals detected near engineering, marking an emergency airlock access." An arrow flickered on his display, pointing to a sealed outer hatch. Ryder burned through with his blaster and cycled the airlock manually. Vents hissed as containment was lost, but the inner door ground slowly open against emergency lockdowns. Ryder pulled himself inside, immediately searching for survivors. He found them huddled behind a jury-rigged blast barrier in the flame-ravaged engine room. His young bridge officers, Kira and Lex. "Captain," Kira coughed. "Suppression system is down. We can't stop the fires." "The ship is done. Let's get you two out safely." Ryder helped them up and led the way back to the airlock. Soon they were far enough from the crash to rest for a moment. Ryder looked back at the mortally wounded Vanguard. "You both did well back there. That's what matters. No man left behind. Now let's get moving." The jungle echoed with approaching mechanized sounds. The Faravores would be investigating the explosions. Ryder checked his weapon and motioned his crew onward. They had a long trek ahead across a strange alien world, filled with dangers both known and yet unseen. But together, they would find a way back to the stars once more. This was far from over,